All right, and we are back. Thank you for joining us once again. It is the Englewood Enterprise Gallery crew. I am Brother Medina, and I'm rolling with my main man with the master
E
plan.
Smooth, Baba Eric. I go by many names.
Yes, yes, many names, many faces, one energy, one spirit form encased in this housing that we have known as Brother E.
Yeah.
Thank you for joining us. Once again, it's the Show Some Love show.
Yeah, show
you
some
know
love.
what I mean? Brand new for 2022. The Englewood Enterprise Gallery is the creative co-working space that can be found on the south side of Chicago. Matter of fact, let me pull this up just as a reminder.
Let them know who we
All
are.
right. We are the Englewood Enterprise Gallery, also known as EEG. Quite interesting. You can find us at our new location on 35th and Racine, also known as 1200 West 35th Street. Enterprise Gallery at gmail.com is our email address. Feel free to reach out to us and connect. And of course, our website, www.englewoodenterprisegallery.com. That's englewoodenterprisegallery.com.
Yes.
All right. Man, good to see you again, once again, my brother, you know, all of the time. So, today, we are interested in talking about different ways of unleashing the power of the mind. That's how I said it. I don't know if that's what we were looking for. Cause I
just
felt
basically the power of the mind
and
tapping into, the powers of everything, of matter, mental power, manifestation, and just trying to get, everything in line and in order, to best benefit you in your life.
Yes. Now, by matter, I know matter has been pretty popular over the last 5 years. So by matter, we're not talking about like Black Lives Matter, but we're talking about another type of matter that other people may not be aware of, scientific matter.
Yes.
Okay, so I think, and matter, if we put it in a context, is like the building blocks of life. We mean by molecules and atoms, and we're going to get kind of science-y with it. Electrons, protons, and neutrons.
Yeah, and which also is piggybacking off of our last discussions of frequency.
Yes.
Because as you all might know or don't know, everything operates off of vibration and frequency. And just to for those that are familiar with some of the books out there, you have like the Kabbalion that me and you've been talking about lately.
Yes.
Which is just, in my eyes, is just like one of the books for the initiates. For those out there, and it's deep. It's probably the deepest book that I've been reading to this point.
Yes. So the Kabbalion, from what I remember, because it has been a while, and I explained, I had bought me a new copy because my old copy disappeared off into thin air, which I think is what this whole thing is about. How do we get our vibration so high that we just disappear into thin air? And people that can't vibrate on your level, they might not even see you. They might look straight through you because your energy is so fierce. You might just look like a beam of light to them if they can even see you, because they stuck on a dense matter plane.
A lower plane of matter. I see we got a caller. Do we want to take that?
Did they dial the wrong number or something? We just started talking.
We just started, yeah.
Go on and patch them in. Let's see what they're talking about. We got a call on the line? Oh, okay.
Yes, sir. This is Ray. I call every week.
Oh,
yes.
my man
What's
Ray.
Up, Ray?
Yeah. What's up, Ray? Great.
I call every week.
Yeah, we know you. We got you.
Matter of fact, I was going to tell him to go on and make you the president of the fan club.
We listening.
Hey, do this for me, Ray. Maybe you can turn your TV down a little bit.
When I was in Vietnam, you have to have mind over.
Yeah.
Okay. I never thought much about mind over matter. But when I was in Vietnam, you have to have that.
Yes.
Because otherwise you go crazy,
Yeah.
Yes.
You're not only protecting yourself in your mind, you're protecting the people around you.
Wow.
Become your friends. So when all of you put your mind over matter, you got a better chance of surviving, a better
Yes.
chance of understanding each other, cultures, foods. You know, we used to call names like if it was a Polish guy, we call him Ski because they have them long last names.
Yeah.
We had a guy named Pizarro who was Puerto Rican, and we called him PR. And he says, well, PR, that kind. I said, no, that's just an abbreviation for Pizarro. And he understood mind over matter because words mean something. You can take them lovingly or hate them.
Yeah.
They
Yes.
used to call me chili bean because I'm Mexican and I used to eat chili,
Yes. I like chili.
Italian guy, Sicily. We didn't want to call him mafia. Mind over matter means words, means life, means everything that you have. It just doesn't mean your mind. It
Yes.
means everything else that you believe in.
Hey, let me add on.
Respect. And
Add
if
on.
more young people did that, hit the books instead of hitting each other.
Yeah.
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 Let me add on to what you're saying, Ray, because
Each other,
you
keep
share
them
something.
books, because them books are gonna make you mind over matter.
You share
thank
something
you, Ray.
very interesting, brother, that we need to keep into account. Now, you say you were, did he say Vietnam?
Yeah, he said he was in Vietnam.
He was in the military. He was in Vietnam, and mind over matter. Since we're talking about the power of the mind and being able to control physical things, physical circumstances, like I can pick this up. That's easy for me to control that. But can I control something in the distance? You know what I mean? Or can I keep something from controlling me? And when you find yourself in war, all right, you find yourself under other people's subjugation, whether you are a POW or whether you are under the command of your commanded officers. You kind of like stuck, almost maybe a little similar to prison. Now I know I'm a brother and I ain't never been, so don't get it wrong. I can't speak for nobody else, but I do recognize that that's another instance where you are outside of your own control.
Yeah.
And really the only thing that you can control is your mind. And in those situations, the state of your mind could make or break you.
Yeah.
So the power of the mind can get you out of tough situations, or it can keep your life easy and less complicated, all based off of the state of mind. Matter of fact, I just want to share a little something. I got a personal memento that I got as a youth. It's like my first tattoo. And it says, "Love Mom." But what I decided in my path of development, that of course I love my mother, but I think the fact that I loved mind over matter was that's kind of like something that I walk around with my whole life, because I had a tattoo and I was able to connect my tattoo with something greater than just me, personalizing it.
Well, just we use that term quite a bit, like mind over matter, which to a certain degree, I believe, you do have to do that in your everyday life. But one of the things that what I'm kind of sensing from the Kabbalion is that mind is matter. Matter has mind. So one isn't over the other. It's basically like just like the person that created this phone. It started in the mind, and what the Kabbalion tries to get you to understand is that atoms, molecules, vibration, all that stuff is in the mind of the all. So it has mind. So I think one of the philosophies is just trying to get you to understand that everything is in the mind of the all. And once you understand that as a one of the basic principles, it goes to like what you were saying with telepathy and moving objects and understanding and mastering basically matter.
I'm gonna play a little video. It just popped up as we were talking about this. I want to expound on what you're saying before I play this video, and I think another way to look at it, like you say, everything is in the all. Another concept to kind of wrap your mind around it is everything is interconnected.
Yes,
like me and you are in this room, right?
Yeah.
And it appears that we are separated, but we're not, because this room is almost like a fishbowl.
Exactly.
There are atoms and electrons and elements around us that we cannot see, but the fact that we are both in this room, or both on this planet, or both in this dimensional existence, means that we are connected to everything, even the things that look like space between us. And on that note, I want to play a little video because it kind of brings the concept of the intelligence involved with creation and the creation of the universe. And we can come back into the atoms and the planets and the cosmos and all that other stuff after we watch this right quick. Might look familiar.
And so what are you as you're making this, doing this painting? Are you deep thought right now? Is this like freestyle, or you already got a creation or a vision in your head?
I had a vision in my mind, but the planets and the cosmos was in my mind. You know, at the time, I actually had created a digital version of it, and then I took the digital version, which was a moving video, and I made a physical version of the art. Really, it was an NFT, and that's like a whole nother conversation. It was an NFT I created, and I said, let me make this a real piece of art and bring it out of the digital metaverse. And if I was to take a snapshot, this is what I felt like it would look like.
And so how did that work? Did this turn out like how you envisioned it in your head?
Not quite. But it was a shocking representation because the piece that I was dealing with was a moving piece.
Right.
But it's quite, but
it's nice though. It still turns out, nice and creative.
Yeah, I'm just adding a few different elements. But I'm not gonna belabor the point, but just like we took the time to stream these thoughts and put these elements together. It's a major debate going on in the world. Was it just the Big Bang?
Yeah,
or
they say it
was it a mistaken explosion that created all of this, all of this what we have that we are existing in? Or was it an intelligence beyond something that we could even fathom that all of this came out of? What's your thoughts on that?
My thoughts on it is like, I believe in evolution. I just don't believe that it started with the Big Bang, because once I got to go back to the Kabbalion again, and the philosophy of that is that if you was born into a Christian household, and the Bible tells you, God has always been here. And that was one of the questions that even as a youth, I used to try to dig my mind into. Like, how can something just be here for, always have been here? Like, everything has a beginning and an end. Mm-hmm. We live and we grow and we die. How can something just, be here forever? Yes. And it was hard for me to understand that. So, but as I've dug more into this philosophy, I kind of can understand, like, it's really what the Kabbalion wants you to know is like those type of things. It's not for you to know. It's really not. It's unfathomable, or whatever the word is, that you can't understand those type of things.
Yes.
And God, or we call it God, but now I'm starting to call it the all.
Yes.
Because it is the all. I can't imagine just a big bang of there being nothing, and then there's a bang, and then creating everything in our universe. I'm leaning more to the side of what's here has always been here. Not necessarily the earth, but I'm just talking about the elements and the all and the energy and spirit has always been here. There is no beginning. It's just like the infinity thing. There is no beginning and no end.
I think they give us a clue, funny enough, in science. Because one thing, if you don't remember much from science class, what you may remember is that energy is neither created nor destroyed.
Exactly.
And that is probably the only thing that we are taught that doesn't have a beginning and an ending, like what we recognize as God. And also, let me just make a little disclaimer. The Englewood Enterprise Gallery. I can't say that it condones any of these are our own personal opinions. We're not trying to convert nobody or win you over. We're just trying to share different perspectives, because it's important that we think about things and not just take what others say for granted. Do your own due diligence, do your own research. Also, I would like to get back to this book that we're discussing, because I just got a little cover on it, because it's a surprise. We're going to surprise them quick. Yeah. But the Kabbalion, I would like to talk about it just very quickly, because we know the book, we talking about the concepts, and we probably have interacted with many of the concepts in our everyday life and not even familiar. But me and you were talking about, where does it come from? They say that the information comes from Hermes. We know that Hermes is actually a plagiarized version of something that was before the time of this quote-unquote mysterious Hermes Trismegistus. Right. They also say that it came from Thoth. Thoth is also a plagiarized version of information that comes out of Egypt. Yeah. So what we do understand is that the knowledge and the information is connected to the emerald tablets and the oracles of Tahuti that came up out of Egypt, also known as Kemet, or the land of the blacks. Yes. If we do our research. Yes.
Yeah, I'm very curious myself, because like you mentioned the emerald tablets, I'm very curious to learn more about that. And from what I'm understanding is, no matter whether you talk about Christianity, Islam, Judaism, whatever it is, that original, that connection that they all have stems from what you're talking about, from them original tablets, from the emerald tablets, or hermetic knowledge, because there's little bits and pieces in all of those that come from that one original source. And for those who I call the initiates, and I ain't even gonna go as far as to say the chosen, because I do believe we all can be chosen. But for those that feel like they are initiates and somewhat illumined, we pick up on those things, and we can notice we can see what is the truth, and we can and kind of determine what's true and what's not true, and what feels more real and more solid than what doesn't. Because I don't want to get too deep in it, but it's a thing, man. Yes. And just to go back on what you were saying a little earlier, one thing that I've kind of always believed, but going through the Kabbalion, you call it the Kabbalion, I call it the Kabbalion, but whatever. One thing that I'm learning is back on this frequency and this vibration, bro. Yes. And like you just said, in science we learned that no energy is ever destroyed. And as you know, I recently lost my son last year. Yes. And what's starting to make me feel more comfortable is that I'm starting to understand what spirit is. And really, once we leave this lower realm, this lower matter, this lower vibration, really it's our mind and our spirit that elevates into a frequency. Cause J. Rue could be right here with me right now. He could be watching over me. He could be around and around me at all times. It's just that once you become one of those, some people call them angels, Elohim, whatever it is that they're vibrating on a higher frequency that our eyes and our lower self can't perceive. Because we only see through a certain frequency. Yes. We only hear through a certain frequency, and our soul and spirit is vibrating at such a high frequency that we don't have no receptors in this lower form to perceive that. Yes. And so that makes me feel more comfortable to know that that my son is vibrating at a higher frequency. Yes. And I always want to reach out to him, and I pray that these higher beings, which I already know they have a lot, probably more receptors and can probably see us or hear us, or whatever rituals we might do, or sounds and feelings and thoughts might, it gets up to the ethers where they are able to perceive that and grasp what it is we're trying to communicate with them.
Just you know, riding the coattail of what you just shared, I saw something interesting on a social media platform, and I like to share it right quick because I think where we are going with our conversation is right in line with what this woman shared. Now, what I'm about to play, this woman actually passed away a couple months ago. You know, it's something somebody posted, but they had a video of her speaking about her experience. A near-death experience that she had.
I read a lot about those.
Years before it happened. But it's just interesting because, a lot of people talk about a lot of experience. I done heard people say they done seen Jesus, you know what I mean? Me personally, I have a different belief system. But I believe you're going to see what you expect to see when it comes down to it. But let's listen to this little minute right quick of what this lady is talking about. And I'd like to get your thoughts on it.
And let me tell you, this one thing I want you to know. At some time, I felt myself leaving my body. And I wanted to see my children again, but it was such a good feeling. I felt like somebody had put me in an ocean of love, of peace, of joy. And sometimes I close my eyes and I just try to get a little bit of that feeling back because it felt so good. Ooh, it felt so good. So I was just going to go with it until I heard the voice said I have to die. And I'm here. And another thing I want you to know, when your relatives, your family members, your friends, if they're in ICU and they are unconscious, no, they're not. They hear everything. And I'm going to tell you something. It's amazing. You don't have to agree with me, but this is my testimony. I saw. People said my eyes were closed. I told my daughters how their hair was done, what they had on, and what they said. And I got frustrated because while I was lying there and I was unconscious, I was talking. To me, I was talking. And it was frustrating because nobody would listen to me. I was talking to my doctor, I was talking to my girls, I was talking to everybody. And nobody would listen. So they can hear everything. And my family was so supportive. And they spoke words of encouragement. All I heard was good things from them. I heard the doctors and nurses say I wasn't going to make it. And I tried to tell them I was, so I had to show them.
Yeah.
Wow,
yeah,
that's heavy. That's heavy right there.
Yeah, she pretty much in line with a lot of, at some point in my journey, I did a lot of reading about near-death experiences. I mean, and it actually is a death experience because you out of body, and what she mentioned is pretty much in line with a lot of stuff that I've read, and one thing that she didn't really mention, but to keep it in tune with the frequency, a few people whose stories that I've read, because I read a whole book this one lady wrote. It was called Embraced by the Light.
I think I read that.
Yeah, and so one thing that stood out that she mentioned is that as her spirit was leaving her body, she heard it was a high pitch. And as the high pitch got louder, she elevated out of her body. And then, I ain't gonna go into her whole story, but then when they told her, because she was on the same thing, I saw Jesus, or who she thought was Jesus, but she also said that she was a full-blown Christian, and that after her experience, it changed her whole view on Christianity. Even though she saw Jesus, but as they sent her back into the body, she said there was the high pitch again. She started to come back. She said that it actually hurt. Like her feelings came back and it started to hurt. But she said as she entered into her body on the hospital bed, there were demons around. And then as the demons started to approach her spirit, and to get her, right when they was coming to her bed, she said a big light came over the room and just flashed, and she knew it was the all. and it just made the demons disappear. And then the next thing you know, she was in her body.
Let me run this by you right quick, because that gets me to thinking. You know, that this concept of angels and demons around us. I knew somebody when I was in college, and you know, you run into people that, you know, they say they clairvoyant, or they say have special skills and whatnot like that. But her gift, she claimed that she was able to see, she could look at people and she could tell whether they had angels or demons riding on them. And she says some people would have an angel or a demon on their back, they would have two of them. And some people would have them inside. You know, so she told me what my disposition was. She claimed I had two angels at the time, I think. You know what I mean?
No, that made you feel good.
Yeah, because I could have swore I had some demons riding on me. But that put me at ease. But the thing is that this concept that the woman was coming back into her body, and there are demons around, you know, it could be that those demons are always around us, and maybe not just there on your moment of transition, but it could be at all moments you are battling these interdimensional things, you know. And you know, we've been talking about different elements, holistic elements and things, stuff that people take to have near-death experiences and come back, and transcendental experiences. But we also have these elements like alcohol, which is known as spirits. You know what I mean? We have different things that actually open us up. You know, now the natives used to call alcohol medicine. You know, but all medicine, you know, is a spectrum. It could heal you, or it could be a poison. Coffee, you know, it do whatever, or it could be a poison. You know, even opium, you know, it was a medicine, and now it's an opioid crisis. So everything is about balance and spectrum, just like the yin and the yang, and you know, everything is about balance. But the thing is that that's why state of mind is very important. Because if your entire life is a battle to keep demons off of you, and to stay in harmony and in favor with angels and the side of right or light, or whatever we want to call it, then everything that you think, everything that you allow into your thoughts, the people that you allow to hang around you, the people that may have demons circling around them that you align yourself with, we talked about the music, the other things that bring these different vibrations, and some of these vibrations probably empower this demonic energy that we have around us. So all of this is heavy science between the mind and the frequencies.
Yes. So and what you're saying is pretty much in line with these entities vibrating on higher frequencies, because it would make sense, just as I was saying, as the woman's higher self, her higher spirit. You got to understand, when we talking about frequencies and millions of them, from the lower forms of matter to the highest of spirit. As she was coming out of spirit, she probably crossed a frequency where she was able to see the demons. And then when you get back into your lower frequency, because they operating on a higher frequency. So as just like when as you coming down in frequency, you probably gonna see a lot of things. You know, that's operating on different levels and frequencies, and she probably passed that demon level and got into. So, and it goes to say, like, they could be around us all the time. We could have angels around us, demons around us, and we talk about this stuff, but a lot of philosophies talk about it, but when you break it down onto like a frequency level and vibration, you know, that's like I go back to, you know, J. Rue, man, it's just really, that's what's starting to make me feel comfortable. Just knowing that he's operating at a higher frequency, and nothing really dies. And that's one thing that the Kabbalion teaches, is that nothing is dead, and these higher beings, they're in the all. They're with us right now. We're all in this universe together. So no matter when your body slows down and goes back down to the essence of matter, our mind is elevating to a higher level.
I think we had, you absolutely right. I think we had a call. I know they trying to
Well,
run us
I
up
saw
out of time
1
getting
minute.
short. But one more thing, because we talked about angels, we talked about demons, and we talked about J. Rue.
Yes.
You know, the important thing is that our ancestors are all a part of that as well. You know, so it's a lot of interdimensional energies. It's a lot of interdimensional exchanges. But one thing that we always talk about and believe in our belief system is that our ancestors are always with us, especially if we carry the blood that they carry. They in our DNA, number one, and they are watching over us if we believe what we say we believe.
Itself,
and they giving us they about to start ringing the alarm and whatnot. I don't know if we had a caller. Maybe we did. Maybe next week, caller. We appreciate it. And make sure y'all put Ray on the fan club president list.
And we probably next week, man, need to expand on this some more.
Yeah, we're gonna have to keep the conversation going.
We damn near need a whole season.
A whole season about frequency, vibration, and mind power.
We get
peace.
it.
All right, y'all take it easy. Peace and blessings. Be safe. One love.